This video, on the geometry of light, rethinks interference, the Michelson-Morley experiment, and the ether. Light is not a wave propagating in space. It is an intrinsic geometric flow within an internal state space, as shown by the Coco-Tonella unification theory. Classical ether theories rely on the imaginary unit I as a placeholder for phase rotation, which is mathematically incomplete. This approach results in a flat plane, ignores system dynamics, and causes the phase shift problem. The standard use of I misses the radial lift necessary for a complete geometric description. We replace the abstract multiplication by I with a concrete, dynamic rotate lift operator in an internal U-Feyama V state space. This operator involves three elements: rotation, which defines the intrinsic geometric frequency; lift, where the state's magnitude drives a geometric lift; and damping, a stabilizing force. The internal geometric flow is governed by the equation V dot equals alpha times RSUB0 minus K times V. Amplitude-driven lift projects the radius into the V dimension. The damping factor ensures the system relaxes predictably. Observable optical intensity is a geometric invariant of this internal motion, not a particle traveling through a vacuum. Interference is the sum of internal geometries, not the overlapping of spatial waves. When phases align, the combined radius R of t expands, creating constructive geometry and a bright fringe. When phases oppose, R of t shrinks, creating destructive geometry and a dark fringe. The full picture is a breathing, pulsing helix. The changing radius in the U-V plane drives the vertical geometry in the full U-V space. Constructive alignment causes R of t to spike, leading to a stronger V lift. Destructive alignment causes R of t to drop, allowing damping to dominate and V to relax. The Michelson-Morley paradox arose from the expectation that Earth's movement through an ether wind would cause a measurable phase difference. The failure was the null result. No phase shift was detected when the apparatus was rotated, shattering classical ether models. The geometric resolution explains why the null result is natural. Phase evolution is an intrinsic internal property, independent of external orientation. Both arms share identical internal rotation frequencies. Because the geometry is internal, rotating the apparatus creates zero phase difference. No external ether frame is involved. Fringes only appear when the internal rotation frequencies of the two arms are explicitly altered to differ. This frequency mismatch creates a dynamic phase difference, leading to a beat pattern. This transforms the steady helix into a beat-modulated flow, governing the spacing of the fringes. Dismantling ether theory 1, the Galilean fallacy. Ether cosmologists claim the null result can be fixed with simple Galilean vector addition. However, the geometric reality is that light path interaction is not simple vector addition in flat Euclidean space. Observable intensity is a byproduct of internal flow, governed by a driven, damped, ordinary differential equation. Dismantling ether theory 2, the period pi effect. Ether theorists point to hidden period pi effects as proof of motion through an ether. The geometric reality is that these patterns are not signatures of Earth's motion. They are the natural mathematical observation of a Lysergis-style pattern. Adding two rotating vectors with different angular speeds in a plane inevitably produces a period 2π geometric node. This is basic internal geometry. Dismantling ether theory 3, vacuum versus air. Ether theorists claim modern replications fail because vacuums remove the ether. Geometric reality shows that variations between air and vacuum have nothing to do with the amount of ether. The variations are entirely accounted for by the damping constant K in the rotate lift operator. Different mediums simply alter the stability of the internal flow. The grand synthesis compares the internal geometric flow with ether theory, general relativity, and quantum mechanics. The nature of light is an intrinsic flow in U-V space. The origin of phase is internal rotation, and interference is the vector addition of internal geometries. The null result of Michelson-Morley is explained because phase is intrinsic. By discarding the flat 19th century math of the imaginary unit, we move from ether drift to geometric pulse. Light is internal, defined by geometry. The rotate lift operator accurately predicts interference and the null result without requiring invisible winds. The fringe is the observable, breathing manifestation of a pulsing 3D helix.